You know
Actually,
how many
twice.
days it took her to prepare?
Stop. How much looks matter to you? All he did was whine about everything. What was the most interesting and weirdest date you've been to?
Do you believe in the right person at the wrong time?
You don't actually want a boyfriend, you just want the idea of them.
We've known each other for 4 months and it feels like I've known him for 7 years.
Hi everyone, my name is Vera V and today I'm joined by my sister, slash manager, slash best friend, slash housemate,
Aleksandra.
Yes.
Yes.
So today's video is a Q&A mukbang on the topic of
Romantic relationships. And it's a Trader Joe's mukbang.
Yeah, actually, we were thinking about like what place should we get food from, but then we realized that Trader Joe's is the only one where we're not going to get a stomachache afterwards. We're keeping it simple. Simple, simple, puppet squeeze. Simple, simple, puppet squeeze. This video is definitely a longer one and it's a more chill one. So if you want to take your food out right now and eat it with us, feel free. And also, I want this to be a discussion because I feel like romantic relationships are a very big part of growing up and just kind of figuring out things about yourself. So if you have an opinion about all and any and any of the questions or anything that we discuss, please feel free to leave it in the comments. If you've commented anything before, you know that I read everything, I heart everything, I respond to everything, so.
Even hate.
Okay, so let's get started. When I posted the stories, people thought that we were dating. But I meant as in ask us relationship questions, not about our relationship, because it's a sistership, is all it is, but...
Siblingship, yeah.
Yeah, so that was
Very
interesting.
fun. Very fun.
Okay, that's a lot. So there's a lot of questions like, how'd you meet? How did you know that she was the one? Well, I met 17 years ago because you're my sister.
I did not really have a choice.
Yeah.
The stars have aligned in a way that I had to meet her.
Caesar salad is our favorite thing, my favorite thing ever in the whole world, especially from Trader Joe's. I wish there wasn't as much plastic, but girl, it's bussin'. Who's the oldest?
Yes. In the comments down below.
Right now, you have 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4,
3, 2, 1, 0. Yeah, we're actually 5 minutes apart because we're twins.
Yeah.
No, okay.
That's all you need to know.
But for real, keep it an inside information between us. But we're 5.5 years apart, I believe. 5.5?
Yeah, I just say 5. I don't know. I don't
Five.
Half. The half.
So, first question is, do you have a type? You answer first. She's complaining that everybody's always asking this question. She's like, oh, don't tell them. If you guys speak Russian, you'll be able to understand.
There are certain physical characteristics that I would personally prefer.
Such as?
Like I like brown eyes and dark hair, and that's about it.
You know how her boyfriend looks like right now? He has brown eyes and dark hair.
Yeah, he has very big brown eyes.
Yeah.
To the point where it's a little scary how big they are.
So that would be your type?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when I look at him, I know that he's just perfectly my type.
I think actually for him it's the same exact thing. Because
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, we were talking the other day, and he was like, yeah, she's just my type, and it's so nice.
Yeah. He said, I'm just perfect. In his eyes, I am perfection. He said that.
That's so nice. Teachers at school during lunch. Regarding my type, I think some qualities I just can't like be attracted to the person without. If they're shorter than me, I can't. I can't. I start to feel like a mommy.
And Vera is 6'3". Just so that.
Yeah, and be a baby type B. No, I'm actually 5'7.5", but I say 5'8" because.
Yeah, she's
You
probably
know.
like 5'8", because I'm 5'6", and I feel like I'm 5'3" next to her, so.
Stop. No, but I'm more focused on like inner qualities.
Yeah, but that's not what the question's about.
That type is about inner qualities.
Don't make it that.
Yeah.
It's usually
So-
about the appearance, that's why.
Yeah,
We
I
need
mean,
to answer it in a shallow way.
I like athletic people too because I'm athletic. So. Do you believe in love at first sight / soulmates / true love?
Those are very different things.
Just answer.
Love at first sight, no.
No.
Attraction, yes. Love, no.
Yes. Lust, yes. Love, no.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
And then-
what about soulmates?
Personally, I don't believe in that concept. In a sense that it's like, oh, somebody you date has to be your soulmate.
Yeah.
If there's a person that you feel like very deep connection to,
Mhm.
like your soul feels connected to them, it can be your friend, it can be your brother, it can be your dad, your sister, it can be whoever. It doesn't have to be your romantic partner.
I agree
So
with that.
think.
And I think regarding soulmates, people can have multiple throughout their life because it's portrayed as like you meet one person, think you're soulmate, but I think
Yeah,
it
it
just
just depends on the level of connection.
exactly and where you are in your personal development.
And the last one, true love.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
I don't think love can be true or untrue. If it's love, it's true.
And it's different for everyone. Everybody has a different perception.
Yeah.
So.
How do you let a guy know that you think about him more than just a friend?
I never had to do that. So.
Clearly.
But I guess just tell him straight to the face. You're not losing anything.
Oh, by the way, my favorite drink ever is kombucha, and I'm drinking it right now. So.
Have you ever experienced heartbreak? If yes, how did you deal with it? How you not left it affect your hustle? Well, I've experienced ego breaks. I suppose I wouldn't really say that, oh, my heart was broken, because my heart belongs to me and no one else. But what helped me get through that
is the hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just pay attention to yourself, focus on yourself 100,000,000%. You completely get rid of that person. Just don't talk to them. Out of sight, out of mind. If that part of your life is over, it's over for good. So you just kick it out and you start focusing on yourself and growing. But listen, the glow up you're gonna have after a breakup, tremendous.
Channeling your emotions is top tier.
If you can write about it also.
Yeah. If you keep yourself busy, basically.
Yeah, and you know that it's temporary and you know it's gonna pass, but you have to work on it. Say like, okay, I can cry about it for 2 days, and after that I'm just gonna start working on myself and start working on it. So then you get all the emotions out and all the feelings out, but then you start actually doing something instead of just sitting and sobbing for 6 months. Because I mean, 6 months is a very long time. How do I deal with lack of confidence from someone who cheated on me?
We don't have experience with cheating. I think once again, just focusing on yourself. That's what I would do in that situation, I guess. I don't feel like I have expertise in this. I can't really talk about it.
Change your perspective.
Yeah.
If they cheated on you, they betrayed their own choice.
But I think with that, I was reading this book, Energy Codes by Dr. Sue Morter, and she was talking about how everything that comes into our lives comes for good, and I truly believe that. Like, because cheating is a betrayal of a sort, right? So I would think of it as like, oh, I was betrayed so that I could learn a deeper level of forgiveness. So I think there's still ways to grow from it instead of just thinking of it as an all negative thing, personally.
Yeah, but I think it's not like, oh, I was betrayed. It's like this person chose me for every day for that period of time, and then they betrayed their own choice. So it's like, sucks to be you. Mm-hmm. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for showing me who you really are. I'm gonna go now.
Better sooner than later, I say.
Is it okay to feel a little bit alone when everybody has someone, so a boyfriend or a girlfriend?
Oh, please, I can't answer this. I'm so fed up with this. I feel like our current culture oversaturates youth, first of all, and it makes it seem like youth is just about figuring yourself out, making a bunch of mistakes, and doing drugs in the process. That's a direct phrase I used like on my stories a couple weeks ago, whatever. But also this hype regarding having like a significant other, having to have one while you're young because, you know, like teenage love, young love. I think it's such BS.
Finding one.
BS. Your life and your youth is whatever you determine it to be. There's no right way to like grow up or be young. You don't have to fall in love when you're 12. It's not a requirement. No, literally, I see it's like, oh, if you haven't fallen in love by the time you're 17, you're doomed. I don't think you are. I don't think you are.
The first time I liked someone, I was 20 years old. Until then, I thought, I had some thoughts crossing my mind that maybe something was wrong with me. Because people were like, oh, I like someone, they're like 15, 14. I was like, I never liked anyone.
Yeah.
So nothing's wrong with you. Just keep living your life, to be honest. That's all you can do.
Last time I liked someone was 1.5 years ago. And before that, it was 4 years ago.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not. Wait. Everyone has their own, first of all, life values and goals. But second of all, just like speed of development and growth. So
there's no need to settle for someone just to have a boyfriend. It's not a dog.
No, because that way you're kind of betraying yourself because you're settling. Never settle, bro. What do you look for in a relationship? I don't. I don't know. Like, I feel like if I were actively looking right now, it'd be easier to answer, but I'm genuinely not. So I don't know. I feel like I always think of this quote I made up. If company doesn't stimulate my growth, I don't want it. And I stand by that with everything, with every person in my life, which is why this is the last time we're talking. I'm gonna get off.
Finally, the day has come.
Sisters, never talking to get up to the video. Last video filmed together. Jeez.
I did not want to be in the relationship I'm in right now. Like
not
with him, but I mean like I did not have any plans to be in a relationship until I met my current boyfriend, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Because then I was like, oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, fine, you've convinced me. I personally need respect and I need freedom.
Yeah.
That cannot be compromised whatsoever.
It should better both individuals. It should not feel like an anchor I had a piano teacher once, and during the lesson, she was like, "Oh, play this piece lightly. Like, there's nothing anchoring you. No husband, no kids." And I was just like, "Well, all right." When you see a stranger that calls your attention, how do you approach them without making it weird?
I don't.
Yeah.
I hate when people approach me when I'm doing my own thing. Like at the store, I walk around with a face like this. And I'm not down to communicate with anyone. I just do my own thing.
You can take a hint. If you guys are making eye contact, then I think it's fine. But maybe like before shooting your shot and asking for somebody's number or anything, maybe just like try to have a conversation first.
Hey, you're hot. Can I have your number? You want to make out?
I shot my shot in real life only once.
You know
Actually,
how
twice.
many days it took her to prepare?
Stop.
We wrote a script out.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'll just tell a story. There was this guy, I was like, when I was going to my freshman year of high school, my sister and I, my younger sister and I, we went to Baskin Robbins. And we saw this guy, right? And he was really cute. And I was like, okay. And we just kind of remembered him. And then other time I was with we were hanging out with my younger sister and our mutual friend. And we were reminded of Baskin Robbins because I think she had a gift card or something. And I was like, oh, you guys remember the guy? Because I told my other friend about it and she was like, yes. And I was like, well, if I see him today again, I'm going to ask him out. Or like, I'm going to shoot my shot. That's what I said. I saw him that day. Like, what are the chances? What are the odds? So yeah, the way I did it is we went. But that was like.
Plan to do it was.
That was, I think, 2 years ago. But the first how I did it was I wrote like my contact information on a napkin and I just gave it to him with like a pen because I asked him for a pen and then nothing happened after that and I was like, well, maybe he lost it, so I decided to go for try number 2. Can you tell us about our plan?
Our initial plan was that she would go up to the counter, order whatever food and then order coffee and then accidentally spill the coffee and be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Can I make it up to you by buying you coffee? Something like that. Basically asking him out. But then it didn't work out.
No.
It was too much planning.
It's too dumb. It's gonna be so staged. I could act it out, but it's like,
I'm so sorry. Wait, what's my line?
Yeah, so what I ended up doing is I just came up to him and I was like, can I have your number? I didn't even know his name. But for me, it was more like a social practice. Because I feel like it takes a lot of gut to come up with someone and just ask them for like anything. But he had a girlfriend, so I guess it's time to go shoot my shot again.
Ask him. Hey, just checking. You guys still together? So I've been talking to this guy for 9 months now and he likes me but doesn't want a relationship right now and I'm getting tired of waiting but don't know what to do because I still care about him. Any thoughts on this? Coach Bear?
My thoughts on this are pretty simple. I don't want a relationship right now means that I don't want a relationship with you. It's very blunt, but it's honestly true. Because when there's the right person, you're gonna commit to them.
Yeah.
But
it seems to me that if he enjoys that manipulation type thing, he just likes having you around. And if you enjoy doing that as well, it's a conscious choice that you make, staying in that situation. But what Vera said, I feel like it's right.
Yeah, I agree with myself.
Yeah, I agree with her too.
If I could have anything for the rest of my life, I would have Caesar salad.
This is not really a relationship advice, but would you ever want kids? Yes, absolutely, I would want kids.
Girl's gonna push her hips out.
Yeah, but it's okay. What about you?
How many?
Well, I want 5, but I'm not okay with anything less than 3, really. Like I want at least 3, but 5 is probably the max.
I'm gonna have a lot of camera assistants by the time I'm like 40.
Imagine all the angles, like this. On they're spilling from like your knee because they're so small. But my boyfriend doesn't want to have that many, but it's okay, you know. It takes time.
Takes time. Doesn't he want like 1?
2. But then he said, okay, maybe 3. So see, it's a huge improvement from 2.
2 kids is so sad.
He's like, but stay open to the idea, the plans can change. And I was like, I am. But you as well.
I am. We can have 7. It's fine.
5 plus the 2 that you want? That's 7. That's perfect. What about you, Bear? I mean, she's 17, so I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think in life, absolutely yes. Because I feel like my kids are going to be the coolest people in the world. Literally the smartest, most developed individuals on planet Earth. But I want to have kids when I'm like 35. So I feel like there's a lot I want to do before then. But generally, absolutely.
Friends to lovers. Does it ever work out? And how?
Tell them about your comedic stories.
Which one?
To be her boyfriends, she thought that they were just gonna be friends.
Yeah, especially the first one. But he also told me that he was like, oh, I don't want a relationship right now because he lives in a different state. And then he said that I don't want to do long distance right now. So I would just want to be friends with someone. And I thought, perfect, absolute perfection. We can be friends. It works for me. Wonderful.
She has never been friends with a male in her entire life because they always started liking her.
Yes. I'm not bragging. It's the reality. It's not hard. It's just part of life. What do you think? Does it ever work out? Friends to lovers? I think, yeah.
That's a good foundation though, because you already know the person on a good level. And I feel like dating, like, when I think about dates, oh, let's go on a romantic date. I feel like that's kind of awkward if you don't know them. But if you're just hanging out, you're getting to know each other. With romantic intent, that's
friendship is a great foundation for a relationship. If you have a true good friendship, that's great because you have the trust that you're building, and then it's good. So I think it does work out. How? I don't know. I think it depends on the person, but whether it does work out or not, I think it does.
Does size matter? Yes, size of the heart absolutely matters. Next question.
Size of the brain too.
Girl, without that. How much looks matter to you? 100%.
Oh, yeah, that's the only thing that matters actually. I feel like they fade. When you don't know the person, you just see what they look like, and that's what can probably attract you at first. But then if they're not the person that's right for you, then their looks won't matter to you anymore.
Let's set this up again, I guess.
Taking over Vera's YouTube channel.
Yeah, I was saying regarding looks, obviously it matters because it's the first impression, and I feel like you can tell a lot about a person. Preferably, I know I love hygiene, I love taking showers, I like brushing my teeth, and I would expect the same from the person that I like or, you know, am involved with.
Yeah.
I like people who are put together, who are athletic because I'm athletic. And I feel like you can, you know.
You can say a lot, but when you get to know the person, that fades.
No, absolutely.
It's not the primary
obviously.
reason why you're with the person you're with.
What's most important is you can actually have interesting and valuable conversations with them. Because for me, I won't be even with friends with somebody I can't hold a conversation with because it's not interesting to me. So it doesn't matter how pretty you are if you're dumb.
Guys, you should have been here when Vera was interrogating my boyfriend. The deep conversations they had, probably like 4 times. I left.
We talked about like, stock. We talked about everything. So yeah,
everything.
I like her boyfriend.
Yeah, he passed the test. Swear.
Some things you see as red flags. Take it away. Take it away.
Oh, been through that before.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? How many times?
For like almost a year. Anyway, manipulation, any kind of manipulation, gaslighting, constant negativity, just constant negativity, whining all the time.
They were dating. And she would always
with not with this boyfriend obviously.
Yeah, with her ex.
Yeah.
And she would always be like, "Oh, you're so negative about this and that." And my younger sister and I were talking about it, and we were like, "Why is she still dating him?" Because all he did was whine about everything. Bruh. Mm-hmm. There's no need to project that onto others. Cool.
And then making the entire, I don't know, everything about themselves. That's also a red flag, I think. No matter if it's your birthday or if it's someone else's celebration.
That's a whole other video.
Your problems matter most. Always. So just the things that would make you feel uneasy, red flags.
Egocentrism at its finest. I think you just gotta listen to your gut, and as soon as something's off, just run for it.
Yeah. Just dip.
Oh. What was the most interesting and weirdest date you've been to? You go with most interesting, I'll go with weirdest.
No, you go first.
I'll go with the weirdest, you go with
you go first.
Okay, I'll go with the weirdest.
I was a part of it too.
No, that was not weird. I'm talking about the other one. Like whatever. Yeah, so the weirdest date I've ever been on, it actually was not even supposed to be a date, which kind of sucks the most. Because I was like, whoa, I finally found a male friend. I was like,
another mistake.
I'm never gonna think that again ever. Because we used to hang out kind of a lot. Like we would play tennis every week, and it was nice.
Imagine he's watching this video like, oh,
sorry. I'll tell that to you to your face, but I don't really want to do that again. No. And then so we started hanging out like every week on the weekends because that was the only time that I was kind of free. And like the week before we went hiking and it was so nice. I told you, I think I was like, wow, I can't believe like I finally like clicked with a person really nicely. I was like, oh, we're friends. And then we go to get then we go to get brunch at like this random place. And it was just off. It was the most terrible experience, like dating experience of my life. I hated every moment of that. And I can't even explain it because it wasn't like he said anything. But when a person like looks at you too long and you just feel the vibe, it was so uncomfortable. I felt like I was suffocating. So what happened was we went down to the brunch place, whatever. I got my salad. He finished his like pancake, whatever he had. And I was just like, oh, we should go. And we were there for like 5 minutes. Like 7 hours. Then he just drove me home and that was it. And I haven't seen him since.
And then when you were leaving the car?
Oh my gosh, no. I just felt like I was gonna throw up. I felt so sick. I can't even explain it. I can't convey this, but it was terrible, absolutely terrible. And when I was leaving the car, he was like, oh, all right, well, see you soon. And then just slammed the door and then literally like I ran home.
She sprinted.
It was just...
And he saw his poor heart.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean, but I just, I couldn't take it. Because I feel like if you agree to go somewhere as friends, it shouldn't be like that, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, if he started liking you, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, it is your fault.
Stop.
It is your fault.
Because I provoked him, obviously.
Yes, your shoulder.
Obviously.
Guys, don't look.
Don't look. Don't look. Okay. You got about most interesting dates, I feel like.
Well,
You
I feel
know.
like the one that will always be in my memory is the second day with my current boyfriend right now, when we went on a very nice hike in Laguna Beach.
Oh.
And then on the way down, I walked through it was the second time I was seeing him, right? And I walked through a wasp's nest and I got stung by a wasp in my butt. And I remember walking, I was like, oh my god. And it started hurting and my back was going numb, my leg was going numb, and I was like, if I'm allergic, I'm gonna die. I'm not allergic, thankfully. But then I was like, I got stung. And then he was like, where? And I was like, in my butt. It's the second time I'm seeing this person and I get stung by a wasp in my butt. So then we get to the car, I'm limping. And then
You missed the part where you were screaming.
Huh?
You missed the part where you were screaming.
Well, yeah, of course. I walked through the nest and then they started flying like that, and I started screaming, and he got scared, so he ran. He didn't get stung. I did. But then we get to the car, and then there's a bee in my car, and then he's on the passenger side. He's trying to get the bee out, and as he's doing that, he spills his entire flask of coffee on my passenger seat, and I just vacuumed the car the day before and cleaned it, and I was like, okay, the smell of coffee, delicious, thank you very much. So he starts cleaning that up, and it's just, everything is just a mess. I cannot sit down because my butt hurts because I got stung, and then he's sitting on a wet spot because he spilled coffee. But then we went to a very nice viewpoint. We looked at the ocean. We looked at the ocean and stuff, and it was still a very nice date, but I will never forget it. It was very interesting. Thank you very much. Do you believe in the right person at the wrong time, or do you think it's not true? BS.
BS.
No such thing as right person, right time, wrong person.
I think if the person is right, you're gonna make the time right.
Yes.
It's very poetic, but I don't feel like it's a...
It's an excuse.
Yes.
But I don't think there's such thing as a right time or wrong time. There's
No.
just time and there's
Yeah.
just the person. And whatever you make of that time is up to you.
What is most needed for a healthy relationship?
There's a combination of factors.
Okay, what are like top 5, I guess?
I feel like the most important thing is that you have to be your own whole person. You don't need to depend on anyone. You have to be completely whole and 100% happy on your own.
Because there's always like, oh, he's my second half, she's my second half.
My entire world.
You're not supposed... It irks me, because I think if you can't love yourself first, you're not going to love other people as much as you can to your fullest potential, you know?
Yeah. And then it's not needing someone there, it's wanting them there. It's wanting to share your time and space and energy and love with them. But if they're gone, you will still be just as fine on your own because you're happy, you have your goals, you're working on something, whatever it may be. But I feel like that's the most important thing.
There's no filler, because I was watching this one girl not too long ago. She's like a YouTuber, whatever, and she was talking about Snapchat and how it's bad for relationships, which I mean, I get. What? My dad's in the bathroom, sorry. But then She was like, oh, you know, you're gonna find the one. You just have to wait, and while you wait, just work on yourself. And I don't believe in that. You're not supposed
yourself to be better for them.
Absolutely not. You're not supposed to have filler time for anyone but yourself. Working on yourself is a journey. It's life, and everything else stems from that. Because I feel like development, it's not just like limited to career development, because it's also personal and, you know, romantic and whatever. It just depends on one's life's goals.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe long distance relationships work?
Well, I attempted to be in one, but didn't
Oh
work.
my god, this is so spicy.
It's good though.
Mm-hmm. Better than Takis.
Trader Joe's Takis.
Guys want to sponsor us? Oh no, free promo, sorry. Go ahead. Why do you feel like it didn't work? Because I think, like you were saying, I think if you know the person is somewhere like long distance away from you temporarily, I think it could work.
Yeah, it could work, but the
Permanently?
the person was not putting enough effort into the relationship. In fact, he was not putting any effort into the relationship. So he was not ready for that relationship with me at that time, which is fine, and I'm glad it's over.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they can work, and they definitely do work. There's so many, like even if you take influencers, so many couples that were in a long distance relationship now they're either married or living together or just dating or still doing long distance. It definitely works. It just depends on what works for both of you and the effort you put into the relationship.
But I think there has to be a goal. Because for like the ones you mentioned, they're adults and they have a goal of eventually like, living together, moving it together.
Somebody has to compromise.
If you're doing long distance just to do long distance, that's like a fake person. You know, just a person on the screen. I don't feel like I could ever do long distance when I knew it was going to be like permanent. I just would cut ties.
No. Somebody has to compromise in that case. Somebody has to move if you actually want to make the relationship work with this exact person.
Mm-hmm. What's a deal breaker to you? Any sort of stagnation. If you're not developing, because the thing is with relationships, this is how it works. Friendships or anything, you develop at a similar pace, which is why you click. And as soon as one person starts lagging or the other one starts going way faster, it starts like the distance grows and basically you're done.
Not right away, no, because if you take relationships over like years period of time, there's no way you keep going like this.
No, I'm
together.
saying,
It's still like that sometimes.
but
and
if
it's
the
like
distance
that.
is too big, then it's not
It's
gonna
push
work.
and pull.
I know, but I'm saying if it goes like this, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
But if
so,
it goes like this, and it kind of like that's fine.
like push and pull comes in waves.
Exactly.
So you have to communicate. If you feel like, okay, you know, we've been sitting at home every single day for the past 2 weeks. I feel like we need to go and explore more. We need to go on hikes. I would love to go to the park with you. And that would make me feel great.
Mhm.
So and then you start doing that. But I feel like what's important is that you see that the person is willing to change and is willing to make compromises
But
to make the relationship work.
right off the bat, a deal breaker is when a person is closed-minded in any sort of way. I just absolutely not. Like no.
We also have this. I don't know if you've tried this before.
Do you want a boyfriend?
Yes.
Get a new one right now. Hey, so this is an announcement. She's done. I'm kidding.
You know, there's also a question going around on TikTok. So it's like to get a reaction. Basically, you ask your partner, do you ever miss being single? You don't know that?
No.
This is a real one now. It's weird.
I'll try it. But regarding wanting a boyfriend, you don't actually want a boyfriend. You just want the idea of them. And I've been there when I was younger. I've been there. Because how can you want somebody to be in their life who you haven't met yet? You just want the idea of the oversaturated person that's going to be there, solve all your problems, save you, fix you. But the only person that can do that is you.
Yeah, and you have that idea based on the movies, books, social media, whatever.
Things you've seen.
But it doesn't mean that that's how your relationship is going to look like. It doesn't mean that that's how your boyfriend is going to be when you actually have one.
Do you date for fun or with the intention of a long-term relationship?
I did not have any expectations.
Yeah.
But I knew that when I met my boyfriend, his name is Ian. I'm sick of saying my boyfriend.
My boyfriend.
So when I met him, and then we started kind of hanging out and getting to know each other. Well, the timeline was
good.
I know. The timeline was very short. From us meeting to us beginning like an official relationship, like maybe 3 weeks. Very short, but it felt like a while. So now we've been together for, let's say, 3 months, and known each other for 4 months, and it feels like I've known him for 7 years.
Yeah, I have the same stuff about them. Whenever I think of them, in my mind, I literally don't know why, but I'm like, oh, fiancés. Like, known each other for like at least 7 years.
So when we started hanging out and when we started dating, I never thought that it was going to be something short term. I can see Ian in my future. I can see him 5 years from now. I can see him in my
11
life 12 years from now, 27 years from now. So like I can see it. Doesn't mean that it's for sure going to happen. There are always different possibilities. I might die tomorrow. We don't know that. Or right now.
I think for like dating and having fun, I think that question is more about like settling. And personally, I'm really against that. Just settling, just cause. I mean, I guess it's good enough until somebody better comes along. I think
no, that's what the previous relationship.
You gotta be picky with people who come into your life because it's your life.
But if you feel like, okay, this is the person I want to be with right now, and then I see them in the future, at least in like the near future, and then at the later on future.
Or does it interest you? Like simple as that, because you'll never know until you try. So just go up until a certain point, and then you'll.
And if something's off, then something's off.
What's your love language?
I think a combination of all.
For me, I like receiving acts of service top, second quality time, but it shares with words of affirmation because I actually figured out that I kind of need those. But giving,
you're doing great, sweetie.
Stop. With giving, I feel like quality time is like top. Acts of service sometimes, very rarely.
When it benefits you.
What? Oh, do you think jealousy is a sign of love? Sign of insecurity, yes.
Exactly. Insecurity in your own self.
Yes. Jealousy is not it, absolutely not. Like that overprotectiveness, absolute BS.
I have a question that's not on there, but I have one. Would you let your boyfriend talk to other girls? Or how would you feel if your boyfriend was talking to other girls? The context is undetermined right now.
I can't answer that context.
You can.
I wouldn't feel bad about it. Depends. Because I feel like if it's like co-workers or friends or anything, take it away. Because if I'm secure in myself and in the relationship, why would I bother? If he was like, oh, hey, Jessica.
Like your boobs.
That would just be like, oh, bye, Jeff or whatever your name is.
I don't care if Ian goes and hangs out with his girlfriends, girl space friends.
Other girlfriends?
I mean, I don't think he even has any, to be honest. But if he were to go, I don't care. I trust him 100%. But if he were flirting with other people, I'll just be like...
Just tell me about it so that we can break it off.
Yeah, so it's like, why are you with me if you're interested in exploring more, being with someone else, you know?
Is it true that if you focus on yourself, the relationship will come to you? I think yes and no. No as in, it's like, okay, let's say I work all night and all day and I want an ice cream truck to come. To be able to meet the ice cream truck, I have to go outside. So I think for a relationship to come, you have to take some sort of initiative, unless you just get lucky. But I mean, initiative can be like even just pursuing a friendship with whoever you're attracted to. You know what I mean? I feel like
or even just going out on dates to meet people.
There has to be some sort of like action there in order for a relationship to occur. But I think generally, yes. Okay, it's time to bust out the mochi. We moved our camera for the third time because we ran out of space. And it's the final round.
This is green tea mochi. I've never tried it before. But I said mochi like mochi, not mochi, but
I love scooby so much. Okay. Does being in a romantic relationship take your energy away from your goals? Yes.
No.
I think it absolutely does. In a sense, not in like a pessimistic way, but your focus obviously shifts. If you have a full 16-hour schedule, like a full day when you're single, and you get into a relationship, you can't have the same exact schedule every single day because obviously you want to see your partner. So in a sense, of course, it does take your energy away, but it can also inspire and like prompt you for new projects and whatever.
You just kind of make changes to your schedule, but it doesn't really take your energy away from your goals. I don't think it does.
Don't you get bored of seeing the same man every day? Last question we're gonna answer today is, can you imagine being in a relationship with a girl?
Personally, no, I can't. At this moment in my life right now, I can only imagine being in a relationship with whoever I'm in a relationship right now.
Oh, right.
No?
These are so good. I think I'm gonna get a stomachache, low-key. At the moment, I can't imagine myself in a relationship with anyone. Like, literally. Head empty.
Not even my ex-boyfriend?
I would rather. No, not anyone. But I think generally, maybe, who knows? Because, I mean, you love whoever you want to love. Or whoever you love, actually, because it's not really a choice, you know? And so I think with that, the person and their personality and just the way that they are, their beliefs, their core is most important. So personally, I don't have any sort of like limits in my mind, I guess, but we're just gonna have to see, I guess. That was all the questions for right now. Thank you so much. We were filming for like 1.5 hours.
Yeah, we told our family that it's gonna be for 30 to 40 minutes so they can go eat and eat lunch, but it's been almost 2 hours.
This was genuinely really fun to film. I forgot they didn't eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this was really fun to film.
Starving our family.
If you want... No.
This is for Ian.
If you'd like to see a part 2 to this, we would love to talk about it again. It's really fun. I love mukbangs. Whoever invented it, whoever was the first person to do it.
And whoever invented Trader Joe's.
I bow.
Thank you.
I bow down to both of y'all. I hope you liked hanging and chatting with us. Chatting.
If you didn't, keep that opinion to yourself.
I know, there's this one YouTuber that's like, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, don't do anything about it. If you did not like this video, give it a thumbs down, because I would actually like to know. And plus, it's good for engagement.
I dare you. Guess who's gonna be the first thumbs down?
You're not even gonna watch. You do even watch my videos.
Some of them, not all of them.
See, fake fan. Just to reiterate, none of us would ever date a blonde. So, bye. Wait.